Good evening, guys. Welcome to the channel. Today is a very exciting day, and sorry it took me a couple minutes to get in here. I was going over some of the notes, and today basically, is a very exciting day. I wasn't fully prepared for this to happen. I knew that the Jeep was going to be coming out. I just didn't know when, as I have not been following it 100% like I should have. But anyway, it did get announced today and revealed. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over some of the specs that I've made footnotes on. First, let's start off by saying that the Jeep Gladiator is basically, in a way, you could say it's a Wrangler, but at the same time, it's not. What's going on, everybody who's joining in? I'm going to make this a shotgun video instead of the typical live feed, which is usually 20, 30 minutes or more. I'm going to try to keep this under 10 or 15 to keep all the information up. So let's basically start by saying the Gladiator was introduced in 1962, and it was discontinued in the late 80s, early 90s. The last time we saw a Gladiator is when Leah Iacocca was the CEO of Chrysler. Now, Chrysler LLC, Daimler AG, Daimler Chrysler Group, even Fiat, none of them brought back the Gladiator until now. Well, now it's here, and I want to go through some specs. It's got a solid front and rear axle. It's got Fox shocks, which comes on the Rubicon only. It's basically a pickup truck Wrangler, but if you look at it, it's got a 5-foot bed, which is steel with aluminum tailgate. It's 4 feet longer than a two-door Wrangler, so that's crazy. It's 31 inches longer than the Wrangler frame with a 19.5-inch increase in track width. It's got Dana 44s in the front and the rear with 2 available track widths that you can set this Wrangler up. It's going to have a uniquely newly designed 5-link rear for a better ride quality. So overall, with the increased track width and length of the vehicle and the weight, just the overall girth, everything about this is going to ride better than a Wrangler would. Now, it's going to come in 4 trims: Sport, Sport S, Overland, and Rubicon. The Overland is the luxury, which is basically like a Sahara. So these are the different options you guys are going to have. Now, I want to start off by saying the different engines that are going to be in this Jeep Gladiator are a 3.6-liter V6 producing 260 pound-feet of torque, 285 horsepower, as well as a 3-liter turbo eco diesel, which is going to be coming out for the Jeeps in 2020. It's going to have 260 horsepower, but 442 pound-feet of torque. Now, the only other truck that has a diesel in a small truck is the Colorado and the Canyon with 181 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. Look at it like that, the Jeep is going to have better power for its size. It's got the best in towing and its capacity for its size compared to anything else. The only that comes even close to the Jeep Gladiator is the Ford Ranger. Max towing at 7,650 pounds, which is 150 more than the Ranger, which is the next in the same category. Max payload, 1,600. However, you're only going to be able to get max towing with the V6 3.6-liter and an 8-speed auto with a 410 rear gear. If you plan on having a bigger payload, you're going to have to get this 373 final gear with a 6-speed manual. So those are the different setups you're going to need. The U-Connects are going to come in a standard 5-inch, 7.4, and 8.4. You're going to get 3 different options for that as well. The great things are really that I want to talk about are in the Rubicon. The Rubicon is really the most exciting part about this Jeep Gladiator. I would only buy it really in an Overland or a Rubicon. And it's great to buy the Sport, which is what you're going to need to buy to get the towing, you know, but I would highly recommend with the Overland and the Rubicon if you're off-roading with the different setups, which is fantastic. So with the Rubicon, you're going to have the locking Dana electric front and rear diffs. You're going to have a disconnecting front anti-roll bar, a transfer case with a low 4:1 ratio, 33-inch tires, which is fantastic. Fox shocks are not available on the Wrangler, but they are available on the Gladiator. So that is fantastic. It's going to have rock rails that are going to be on the bottom of the bed all the way to the edge of the bed liner. So this way you won't damage nothing. It's going to have a front-facing camera in the front grille so you can avoid obstacles, you know, because you're going to be taking it off-road, which I think is fantastic. The Fox shocks and the camera might come to the Wrangler later on, but I don't know yet. So with all this being said, I just wanted to touch base on all that before I did any, you know, questions and whatnot with you guys. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think the ride quality is going to be unbelievably good and unmatched for its class. You're going to be able to remove everything from the windshield, the doors, everything. It's going to be wide open, but a pickup truck. It's a true truck, and a pickup truck that is going to go off-road. So let's look at some pictures. I'm going to show you guys some pictures. Let's bring that in. All that information is out there. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to start looking at pictures. This is going to be a blitz kind of, live stream, just packed with information and no wasted time, so you guys can get the full gist of this basically life-changing event for people who've been waiting 25, 26 years for the next Gladiator. So here is one picture right now of the Gladiator. I think it is an absolute fantastic truck. From the looks of it, it's going to be badass. I really, really dig what it looks like. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the next picture here. I'm going to scroll right along. We're going to try to go quickly. I'm going to stop sharing that one. We're going to go to the next one, which I think is my favorite picture. I just love what it looks like from the rear. And that's another rear shot of the Gladiator. And I think the tailgate looks sick. The lights look awesome. It's gorgeous design in the rear end. You're basically getting the world's greatest pickup truck for off-road attached to the world's greatest off-road SUV, which is not really an SUV. It's actually an ORV, which is an off-road vehicle. So you basically have a pickup truck that is not really a pickup truck. It's more of an ORV with a tail bed. It's unbelievably great. So that is definitely a good thing. Like, we're going to be basically spoiled with this truck. Going to move along to the next picture here. Now, this one here is going to illustrate in detail. You'll see right here, the roof is off. The windshield folds down. You got the whole tailgate or tail bed to store everything that you could possibly imagine. And everything's wide open for the 4 passengers or 5 passengers, because the third person can sit in the middle. So it's a 5-seater. Or 5-passenger ORV pickup truck. It's crazy. You're putting all these words together, and it's basically 3 vehicles in one: ORV, SUV, and a pickup truck. I'm going to get you guys the next picture here that I absolutely love. I'm just going to pull this one up as it's in. There we go. Had it stored away. This one here is going to illustrate more of the Gladiator's features. Get this one back up on the screen for you. Look at the cargo this thing holds. There's so much room, and I love the square look. The square design of, the Gladiator is what gives it that off-road classic Jeep vintage feel. I'm not really the biggest fan, of mixing vehicles, but Jeep have done it. Like, I was never a fan of the old Explorer Sport Track per se, but this is gorgeous. And, I'm lost of words of how, great they've designed this truck. I mean, the Dana 44s and the solid front and rear axle is going to really give this Gladiator a lot of strength. And the fact that you're getting different transmission options, you're able to tow so much, a ton of storage. The roof, you could take it clean off. You can take the doors off. The windshield folds down, comes off. Everything comes off. It's just unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it in my entire life, to see an off-road vehicle and a truck all in one. So I'm going to go ahead here and pull up the next photo so we can keep it moving along, so you guys can get all this information and see all these great pictures. Like I said, I'm blown away. I was so shocked to see this released today. There's another picture, guys, with the doors completely removed. That is what everybody has been waiting for, to have a Wrangler Rubicon with a truck. Now you have it with 19.5 extra inches, and that's going to really help out. It really is. The fact that it's 31 inches longer to begin with is going to give it a much better ride, not to mention the Fox shocks and everything else that's in this truck. The next picture I've got for you guys is the wheels. Now, remember, the wheels are going to be different on the Rubicon. The Rubicon's the one you want for the 33s. I'm not sure. These might be 33s. I can't quite tell. They look like they are, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, those could possibly be the 33s, although they are different than in the other pictures. Some of them have these wheels. Some of them have the other wheels, which I'll show you right here. Here's another picture of the Gladiator. Same wheels that were just on the last picture, but so they may not be the 33s, although it does say Rubicon on it. So they might be the 33s, and the wheels that were in the other pictures might be the standard wheels. Thanks so much for you guys stopping in. Everybody in here, thank you so much. Smash that like button if you haven't already, as Jeep is going crazy. And, you know, I've said a couple of things before, and I want to touch base on that right quick before I show you guys any more pictures. How many times have I said in the past that Tim Kuniskis was basically a Leah Iacocca? Now, isn't it coincidentally, if you go back and watch my videos, which a lot of you guys in here don't have to because you've watched them all, you've heard me say that Tim Kuniskis, when he brought the Hellcat back and the Demon, he was basically the Leah Iacocca of the current modern era. And it just so happens, is it coincidental that the last time we had a Gladiator was with Leah Iacocca in the late 80s, early 90s, and now we've got the Gladiator back after 26 years, and Tim Kuniskis is the head of Jeep. So I find it quite ironic in a way that Tim Kuniskis is now picking up where Leah Iacocca left off, and I just find it just so rad and cool, epic, whatever word you want to use, to see Tim Kuniskis bringing the Hellcat, bringing the Demon, Charger, Challenger, and then he goes off to Jeep. And what does he do at Jeep? He resurrects the #1 desired vehicle that everybody's wanted from Jeep for 26 years. So he brought the Charger and Challenger from being a low-grade muscle car to being the best in the world, literally. And he's went over to Jeep and took a brand that's already set the bar high, and he's made that even better and gave us exactly what we wanted. And he's only been with Jeep for a year. So you guys definitely got to give it up for Tim Kuniskis, because the man is on fire. Everywhere he goes, everything turns to gold. So that's my opinion on the situation. He's making great decisions. And I tell you what, the day that FCA loses Tim Kuniskis altogether is the day the brand will start to go downhill, because he's the guy who single-handedly has now turned Dodge around, but he's also turned Jeep around too, which Jeep didn't really need to be turned around, but he did boost them higher than they already were. So if you think about it from both sides, Dodge and Jeep, Tim really is the go-to guy, which is why they sent him to Jeep, is so that he could, you know, get this going. And they're going to send him somewhere else. I'll bet he'll probably go off to Chrysler soon, which he's already been there before. But they're going to keep bringing Tim around because he seems to be the guy that's getting everything done. It's just my opinion, but it's also my opinions based on these, you know, heavy facts that are in front of us here. So now, yeah, like Automotive Guru said, there's been lots of mods in the back, but yeah, got to give credit to Ralph as well. Tim is just fantastic. And, you know, anybody who's involved with SRT, Jeep, and Dodge currently in FCA who's doing these things, they're great. And the new Gladiator is going to be nothing short of brilliant. I truly believe that this is going to be the #1 selling truck in 2020. I do have another live video coming out tomorrow. I want to let you guys know there is actually some possibilities, not 100% sure yet. No one really is, but there's going to be a 50th anniversary Challenger, and it's supposedly going to come with an add-on CUDA pack. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, so I know you're going to want to talk about it now. Can't do that right now. Tomorrow, there's going to be a possible CUDA pack add-on, like the wide body for the Challengers, for the new Challenger 50th anniversary, which could be for 2020, which is the 50th anniversary, as 1970 was the Challenger. So keep that in mind. That's going to be great. Also, more news, guys, coming this week. GM have shut down production on the Sierra and Silverado. More details on that in a couple days. I got another live feed on that. I have another review coming up in a couple days, and one after that's lots of good content coming. There's a lot of weird things going on in the marketplace as well as good things. So hopefully you guys are super pumped, and hopefully I shotgunned this info as quickly as I could so I didn't have a 45-minute video. I wanted to put it all in this video and make it 10 to 15 minutes so everybody could watch it and enjoy it and not have to be here all day long, fishing through a long video. I want to hang out with you guys, but at the same time, I got a lot more research to do on some other videos I want to bring you guys as well. So yeah, GM have definitely messed up. We'll do that in a couple of days. Thank you so much to everybody in here. You guys know that I love hanging out with you all night long. If I could do like a 9-hour live video, I would. And my apologies that I did not do a watch party for the Jeep earlier. I truly did not expect them to do this today. I thought they were going to wait till January. And then I got wind there was a possibility this might happen this week. And then all of a sudden they just dropped it. But this is all the news that I've gathered. So yeah, if you guys are excited, definitely thumb up on this video and watch it again when it posts to YouTube. Thank you so much to everybody in here. We're getting closer on the red eye build. That is going to be awesome when it goes into D1 any day now. We're expecting D1 and delivery shortly after on the red eye. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, that's it. What do you guys think? If you guys are super pumped about the Jeep Gladiator, my God, I might have to get a Gladiator. You know what? If I had 100,000 subscribers before the Jeep Gladiator gets sold this time next year, I'll add that to my Red Eye and my Durango Hellcat. But if the Durango Hellcat's not out, definitely thinking about a Jeep Gladiator. This is just epic, rad. What's another word I could use? Bitchin', cool, fantastic, amazing, wonderful. Life-changing, I guess you could say. I don't know. I'm at a loss of words. It's just awesome. I've been waiting for a Jeep like this forever, so I'm kind of going to have to talk myself out of not buying one, which I don't think is going to work. I really don't. But I really have been waiting for a pickup truck like this for a very, very long time. The only thing outstanding is another one there. The only thing that I wish they would do, this is just my opinion, there's one thing that they haven't mentioned, and I just don't think it's going to happen, but I wish it would. I wish they would put the Cummins in this or something bigger than an EcoDiesel. EcoDiesel is going to be great. It really is. But I really would like to see 600 foot-pound of torque and 300 horsepower diesel in this truck, as that would make it a brutal beast in the off-road. Do we need it? Nope, but we want it. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for stopping in. I think it's going to be great for off-road, everything. It's an ORV truck, not an SUV. It's full-fledged off-road. It's got the cameras and everything you're going to need to go off-road, so let's not confuse it with an SUV. A Dodge Durango is an SUV. A Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT is an SUV. An Escalade's an SUV. A Wrangler Rubicon and the Gladiator Rubicon are not SUVs. They're ORVs, which are specifically engineered for the most performance you can get off-road. And I am super stoked. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, we need a 4-cylinder Cummins. We really do. 442 foot-pound of torque for a vehicle of this size is plenty, but the horsepower, it being, I think it's like 260 or something like that. It's a little low. It really is. But what are we going to do? I mean, we'll just have to see what happens. Tim is definitely an ass kicker, Dan. Once again, thanks so much to everybody in here. Watch the video once it posts to YouTube. If you're stopping in for the first time, subscribe, comment, like you guys know the drill. Share the video with everybody. We definitely got to keep growing the channel because, like I said, the Durango Hellcat's coming, and so is this Gladiator, and I'm going to end up having to get them both, and I need subscribers so that I can have them all, so it's awesome. Thanks, guys, to everybody in here once again. Love you guys all. Definitely share the video. We'll see you on the next live feed tomorrow night. Check me, 10 o'clock tomorrow night. It can be a little earlier than tonight, as tonight I was late, and we're going to have a lot more information for you guys on the new CUDA that could be possibly coming out. That's going to be fantastic. We'll see you on the next upload. You guys are the best. You're freaking awesome. I love all you guys. Longer video tomorrow, probably. See you guys. Peace. Take care. And we'll see you on the next upload. Have a great night, everyone.